Welcome to Mono Tutorials. In this session we're going to be looking at importing animations into Unity from external sources such as Blender. In this session we're going to be looking at creating an animation quickly in Blender, importing that into Unity, splitting that animation up, and then a quick Reactor test. Let's jump in. So here we are in Blender. Basically we're going to look at creating a very simple animation just so we can show how to import it. So I'm going to use G, Z, and then Control to snap, so we can put it above the ground. Now this is a 2x2 meter box, which is quite big, but that's fine for the purposes of what we're doing today. Now if you're doing simple animation, basically you could use this tool. There are of course other ways to do animation in Blender, and I'll save that for another tutorial, or of course check out the plenty of tutorials out there for Blender animation. So today we're going to be using this tool here, which means that any change that I make will be done in the animation as a keyframe. But first I could move this and then it will keep that. But I'm going to right mouse click anywhere in the scene and go insert keyframe and then go location, rotation, and scale. So that will go there. Now, let's go with this one. Let's do an idle. So very simple idle animation. So I'm going to grab that, Control C, go to 60, Control V. So we have that. So we have our idle animation. I'm going to double up on this one so it doesn't affect the next animation. So let's say we have a much slower but much higher rise up there. So that was 60 to 180, especially if I do that. And then so that's 120. So let's go 300. And once again, I'm going to grab this one. Control C. Let's go Control V. So we have our simple animation. So basically two. So basically when I import this into Unity, we're going to create one animation here, which is a loop, and one animation here is a loop. So we'll be looking at that. So we have our animation. So I'm going to select this, File, Export, FBX. I'm going to do selected objects so I don't get the camera and the light. And I'm going to find my assets. So import from Blender, assets, in models. Keep 0 on. Export XBF. Okay, so I've created a scene here. It's just a simple template with nothing in it, or with nothing in it. Our asset should be here, which it is. And most of the import process actually is here. So we have our model, our rig, and an animation. Now, as you can see here, there are 299 frames, which is what was exported from Blender. So what we want to do is create different assets. So we've got clips. At the moment we have one, but we actually want to create two. So let's duplicate that and then go back to this, and let's go cube idle. So that's renamed, and let's do cube jump. So we have the two. Now, if these are frames, these should actually be the same. So let's give that a shot. So 60. And this is edited here. So it's all a little hard to see, but let's look at this. So we got cube idle 0 to 29. So we have start. Now I could use this if I wanted to. But I actually just want to do this. So that was 60. Now if we play, it goes a little bit up and a little bit down. So that's correct. So once again, a little bit up, a little bit down. Now I want to loop this time, so I'm going to put that there. I can say call the offset if I want to. So where is the loop frame? But I'm going to leave that because that's usually fine. I'm also going to edit this one. So this is from 60 to the end. So if we play up and down. This one, let's make it a jump so it doesn't loop. So I'm going to set that, leave that off. And then we go apply. Now, if we look at this, we have one animation. But if I go apply, we have two. Like so. If I add our cube to our space, like so, let's move our spawn point away. Now notice how this doesn't have a collider yet because we've imported it. So I'm going to add one. Box collider, like so. And if we go to animation, you'll have begin animating cube. So I'm going to create that. And just say cube controller because we're going to import our animations instead. So I'm going to grab this, put it in, grab this, put it in, right mouse click, set as layer default, delete that one. And then we have our animation. So if we do that, we can show that. Now we want to put this sort of at the beginning, let's say. And let's make a quick reactor. So on jump, it'll true. So that should do it. Let's add a reactor to make this trigger. For more information on Reactor, just check out the video in the Mona YouTube channel. But in this case, we're just owning a Mona Reactor script. Now the cube has the animation, so we're going to drag that in there. Set parameter, which was jump, over here, jump, Boolean to true. Now this needs a box collider. We're going to put this in front. There, for example. Okay. So if I go into this collider, set the cube jump Boolean to true. And if I click on that, therefore, it will jump to true. And the last thing I'm going to add is another condition. So when I get out of the box, this one here, so on exit, let's go to idle, set the cube object jump, which is a Boolean, to false. So when I go in, it should jump, and when I go out, it should go back to idle. Now, notice that the character is over here, so the front is to sort of on that side of it. So we can do that. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so we have our object, and we're sort of on the side. Now the box is in the front of it over here. So at the moment, it's playing on idle. If I go in, it goes to jump. Very slowly. Now notice how it wasn't a loop, so it will stop. And then as soon as I get out of the cube, it will go back to idle. So that is our two animation imported from Blender, split up, and then added as needed. Hopefully that is helpful. If you have any questions, of course, jump through the Discord and we can help you get there. Otherwise, happy building.